If you're wondering where can you actually study a conversion master's in psychology, which holds accreditation by the BPS or the British Psychological Society, in order for you to step into that psych career journey in the UK, then this is the video for you. Hello, my name is Majo, and in today's video I am going to talk about the 14 universities in London that offer a conversion master's accredited by the BPS. If you watch any of my other videos, you realize that I have taken a conversion course last year at Birkbeck, but I didn't do a bachelor's in psychology, which is the reason that I did this conversion master's in the first place, which means that is the stepping stone into my career in psychology, whether that's in the UK or elsewhere. So in this video, I am going to list the 14 unis that offer MSc conversion courses, including costs, including application fees, including English requirements, and I'm going to put a link below in the description so you can click on it and you can view the full chart of these 14 universities in case you want to dig in a bit more. And remember, all of these costs, all of these English requirements, etc. may vary for the next academic year. This is only valid for the 24-25 intake. So if you're watching this video and it's already 2025, then just dig in a bit more to see if the prices have increased or the English requirements have changed or anything more. So without further ado, let's get into the first uni, which is Birkbeck University of London. I mentioned this one because it's the one that I studied my conversion masters at. This Birkbeck University of London has been offering accredited conversion masters since the 1st of September 2009. So that is since 15 years ago. So a long way, you could say. So the annual tuition for local students is 12,540, whereas for internationals it is 21,150. This will always vary, locals versus internationals, as it is in all universities in the world. So the IELTS. The IELTS is this test that you need if you are from a non-English speaking country like me, in order to be accepted onto studying something in English, basically in the UK. So for the Birkbeck program, you need an IELTS of 6.5 with not less than 6.0 in each of the subtests. And regarding the academic requirements, you need a second-class honors degree, that is a 2-2, in any UK universities or an overseas equivalent. That is a bachelor's in your own country, which is equivalent to a 2-2. For example, in my case, my grading was from 0 to 20, and a 2-2 is equivalent to a 14-15 of 20. Regarding the acceptance rate of Birkbeck, it is, according to my research, 76%. Obviously, this can vary even amongst programs. This is an overall acceptance range for all applicants to this Birkbeck University. And finally, the application fee for this conversion course is £0, according to my research and also when I applied. So there are international scholarships and financial support from the student services area at Birkbeck that you can dig into to see if you can apply to either of these scholarships, either of these fundings, support, etc. to fund your studies at Birkbeck. All of this will be in the chart that I'm going to put in the description below. So the second university that offers a conversion MSc in psychology accredited by the BPS is Brunel University of London. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, maybe it's Brunel. But this university also holds this conversion course and has been holding it since 2015, so not so long ago. So the fees of this course in Brunel University is 12,650 for locals and 23,615 for internationals. So it's a bit higher than the Birkbeck one. So now for the English requirement. In this case, the IELTS needs to be 6.5 with a minimum of 6 in all the sub-areas. So now regarding the academic requirements, you also need a 2-2 from a UK university or again overseas equivalent. So the average acceptance rate for this university is 60%, which is a bit less than Birkbeck. And as always, there are available postgraduate fees and funding and scholarships at this uni that you can research in the link below in the job description. Regarding the application fee, fee, that is the fee for just applying. It is £27, so that is something to bear in mind. So that leads us with the third university that offers this conversion MSc, which is West London University of London. So this university has been offering conversion courses since 2017, so even more recent than the last uni I mentioned, and the fees for local students is £9,750, and for international students is £17,250. So that means even cheaper than the two other unis. To be accepted onto this conversion course at West London University, you need an IELTS of 6.5 for each of the 4 sections of the IELTS. And regarding academics, you need a 2-2 from a UK university or an overseas equivalent. I would say there is like a common academic requirement for the unis that I've mentioned up until now, which is basically you need a bachelor's degree from your country that is equivalent to a 2-2 in the UK. The acceptance range, at least from the research that I did, is 83%. Again, this does not mean that it's 83% for this particular course. It just means it is a percentage that I found in the internet for overall applicants of this uni to overall courses. So feel free to research a bit more as to what is the acceptance rate of this conversion course in this particular uni. And as all the others, there is available funding, there are international scholarships and bursaries in this uni, and the application fee is £18. So the fourth uni offering a conversion MSc in psychology is East London University. They have been offering this type of courses accredited by the BPS since 2009, similarly as Birkbeck. So in the case for locals, they need to pay an annual fee of £10,200, whereas for international, they need to pay £15,960 per year for a full-time course. All of the things that I've mentioned are for full-time conversion masters. Just bear in mind that. So for the IELTS, applicants need to have an overall of 6.0 and a 6.0 also as an average in each of the sections. The academic requirements for this uni are again a bachelor's degree, but in this case it's not a 2-2 like the others. It is a 2-1 that you need to have from a UK university or an overseas equivalent, that is a bachelor's from your own country that is equivalent to a 2-1 in the UK. So the acceptance rate, according to my research for this university overall, it's 55%, which is a very low acceptance rate. That means it's very competitive to apply to this East London University. But as the others, they do offer scholarship, bursaries, fees and funding that you can research on the link below in the description, and the application fee is £0. So the fifth university offering a conversion MSc in psychology, it's Goldsmiths University of London. They have been offering these courses accredited by the BPS only recently, since 2021, so that is just 3 years ago. And to study this program in this university, local students need to pay £10,740 per year, whereas international students need to pay £17,860. For the IELTS, applicants need to have a 6.5 overall with a 6.5 in writing and no less than 6.0 in the other 3 sections. And for the academic requirements in this Goldsmiths University, you need a 2-1 from a university here in the UK or an overseas equivalent, meaning an undergrad from your own country that is equivalent to a 2-1 in the UK. Acceptance range for this Goldsmiths University, according to my research, this also has to be double checked by you, is 72%. That means it's not as competitive as, for example, the previous uni that I mentioned, the East London University. But again, feel free to dig into it more. This uni, the Goldsmiths, also offers fees and funding in order to fund your studies at this uni. If you want to dig more about that, I suggest again you follow the chart that I made for you, in which you can look at the column that says link for scholarships, financial support, and look at Goldsmiths and just click on that link and you can read all about the criteria that you need to comply in order to apply for these scholarships, for these fundings, etc. The application fees for Goldsmiths and to apply to this conversion masters in psychology there is 27.5. Now on to the next uni that I'm going to mention is Greenwich University of London. Greenwich University of London has been offering commercial masters in psychology accredited by the BPS since 2010. Again, not as recent, almost 14 years ago, offering these courses. Local students need to pay 11k pounds per year in order to enroll into this course, and internationals need to pay 17,450 pounds in order to be in this course. To be able to pass the English requirements for this university, you need a 6.5 overall with a minimum of 5.5 in each section. I would say that this is the uni that up until now has the lowest English requirement, if that is something that you want to consider in your search. And regarding academic requirements, you need a 2.2 or above in any bachelor's that you do in the UK or overseas equivalent. If it is in the UK, as per the others, it can also be actually in psychology, but it doesn't have to be accredited by the BPS. As well as in the other countries, maybe you study psychology, but also when you come to the UK and you perhaps want to pursue a further degree in psychology, they need to assess it. Sometimes they will say it does not pass as like the standard of psychology in the UK, so you need to take this commercial course for that. And regarding acceptance rate, this university has an acceptance rate overall of 59%. Feel free to research it a bit more. Regarding fees and funding, find the link in the chart below. The application fee for this uni, in order for you to apply, you need to pay £28.50. So the seventh uni offering conversion courses in psychology is London Metropolitan University. They have been offering this type of accreditation since 2013, so a bit over 10 years ago. Locals have to pay £10,500, internationals have to pay £18,150 per year. In the English requirements, applicants need to have an IELTS of 6.5 overall with no less than 6.0 in each section. To be accepted regarding the academic requirements, you need to have a 2.2 from a UK university or an overseas equivalent. The acceptance range of this university is approximately 84%, so that's a high acceptance range. Again, that is overall, not specific for this course. And the application fee is £27 if you do it via UCAS. You can research about scholarships for this university and get in the chart below. Now on to the next uni, that will be London South Bank University. They have been offering conversion courses in psychology accredited by the British Psychological Society since 2017, charging 11k for locals and 16,900 for internationals. In order to be accepted for this course, you need an IELTS of 6.0 overall with no less than 5.5 per section. Academics for this course need to be having a bachelor's, an undergrad from a UK university at a 2.2 level or above, or an overseas equivalent. The acceptance rate for this uni is 83%, which is also high acceptance range, which means it's not as competitive according to the overall acceptance range, not specifically to the course again. If you want to research fundings, scholarships, bursaries for this course, feel free to click that chart in the description. The application fee for applying onto this course in this uni is £0. Now onto the ninth uni, that will be Middlesex University. Middlesex University have been offering courses, conversion courses in psychology accredited by the BPS since 2012. So for locals, they are charging 10,500. For internationals, they are charging 16,800. And for the IELTS, you need to have an overall score of 6.5 with no less than 6.0 for each of the subsections. And academic requirements for this uni is a 2.2 in psychology or a closely related discipline in the UK or an overseas equivalent, which means that this uni actually usually looks for applicants that have undertook an undergrad in psychology non-accredited by the BPS or in something similar as psychology, whereas the others actually don't mind if you have studied anything that is far from psychology, business, biology, finance or any other career, but it seems like this uni does value that their applicants have undertaken an undergrad in a related subject. Anyways, the acceptance range for this uni is 57%, which I would say is like almost like a low acceptance range overall. They obviously have fundings, have scholarships that you can research below, and the application fee to apply to this course in this uni is £27.50. So we're almost done with all the unis. The next one is Queen Mary University of London, which actually has been offering conversion courses in psychology accredited by the BPS only recently, since September from 2023, so last September. For locals, this course is £12,650 per year, and for internationals is £28,900 per year. For the IELTS, you need a 7.0 overall with minimum 6.5 in writing and minimum 5.5 in the other areas. Academic requirements is a 2-1 or above at an undergraduate level in any area. The acceptance range into this uni is overall 44.3%. That is actually up until now the lowest acceptance range that I've researched. They have available funding, obviously, and you can look a bit more in detail in the chart from the job description, and they don't charge an application fee. So on to the next uni, that will be Regent University of London. They have been offering MSc conversion courses accredited with the BPS since 2014. 10 years ago. So for locals, this course is 26k with 1,000 of advance deposit, and for internationals, the fee is also the same, 26k per year, but with £4,000 in advance. This and Queen Mary University, the one that I mentioned just before this one, would be the most expensive fee per year that students have to pay in order to undertake this conversion course. The cheapest, well, that would depend where it's for locals or for internationals. The cheapest for locals up until now, that would be West University of London, but the cheapest for internationals is actually East University of London, at least from the list that I've mentioned up until now. Back to this uni, Regent University of London. To be accepted regarding the English requirement, you need an IELTS of 6.5 overall with no less than 5.5 in each of the sections. And regarding the academics, you need at least a 2-2 from a UK university or an overseas equivalent, and the acceptance range for this uni is actually high. It's 84% according to my research. That is overall, not specific to the course, and you don't need to pay any application fee in order to apply to this course. And the next uni I'm going to mention is Roehampton University of London, which has been offering accredited conversion masters in psychology since 2021, so only 3 years ago. They charge for local students 9,713, and for internationals they charge £17,325. For the IELTS, what do you need in order to be accepted? Regarding the English requirements, you need an IELTS of 6.5 overall, but with a minimum of 5.5 in each component. And for the academic requirements, they require for you to have a bachelor's degree from a British university or from an overseas equivalent. But if this subject that you have studied your bachelor's in, that is in the UK or overseas, is a non-STEM subject, then you also need to provide a GCSE of grade C or 4 in maths or an equivalent in your country. Acceptance range for these unis is actually pretty low. According to my research, at least, it's 42%. They do have funding available. Feel free to click on the chart from the job description. And for the application fee, there is none, so no application fee for this course in this uni. And for the next uni, that will be UCL or University College London. For UCL, they have been offering conversion courses in psychology accredited by the BPS since 2016. And for local students, they charge an annual fee of $15,100, and for internationals, they charge an annual fee of $34,400, which I think it is the highest international annual fee from all the conversion courses that I've mentioned. So for the English requirements, they require an IELTS of 7.0 overall with no less than 6.5 in each subsection, which is actually a bit high for an IELTS as opposed to the others that I've mentioned previously. So regarding academic requirements for UCL onto studying conversion course in psychology, they require an upper second class, that is a 2-1, from a UK university or an overseas equivalent. The acceptance range for UCL is 63%, that is overall for applicants for all the courses in UCL, so that is not a very high acceptance range, I would say. Regarding fees and funding, yes, they do have fees and funding, scholarship, bursaries, etc. You can find them in the chart which I have put on that job description. And the application fee for UCL is actually the highest as well, as opposed to the other unis, because they charge £90 for online application and £115 for paper applications. That's also something to consider. So now to the last uni offering conversion courses in psychology. That will be Westminster University of London. They have been offering these courses accredited by the British Psychological Society since 2012. For local students, they charge £10,500 per year, and for internationals, they charge 17K. So regarding English requirement, you need an IELTS obviously of 7.0 overall, with no less than 6.5 in each of the components. Also a bit high English requirement, I would say. And regarding academics, they accept applicants with a minimum of a 2-1 from a UK uni or an overseas qualification. What about the acceptance range overall for all courses of all applicants to this uni? According to my research, that will be between 18 to 20%. So this is the lowest acceptance range that I've come across in the internet up until now. I've referenced the sources as to where did I come up with this acceptance ranges from all the unis in the chart that I put in the job description, but also feel free to dig a bit more, specifically also for the courses of conversion courses rather than just overall. That is my suggestion. They offer funding as well, and the application fee, that is the fee that you need to pay for just applying to this course, is, according to my research, $50. So that will complete the 14 universities which offer conversion courses in psychology accredited by the BPS. That is only in London, and only full-time courses and only campus-based courses. What does this mean? This means that you can also take online courses, conversion ones, and actually accredited by the BPS as well. That means obviously that you can take them outside of London. I will put on the link in the job description in which you can put all the filters that you want, accredited by the BPS, online or in person, full-time or part-time, etc. And it will come up with also the list of unis that offer this course, and then you can go onto the websites of each of those unis and research about the requirements, English, academics, if they offer funding, scholarship, bursaries, etc., just like I did in today's video for only the London full-time ones. So just before ending the video, I just want to say out loud which of all these 14 universities has the lowest fees for locals and which university has the lowest fee for internationals, if you want to opt for the cheapest option, I'd say. So regarding locals, the cheapest annual fee is actually Roehampton University, but again, for this one you need to consider that the acceptance range is actually pretty low too, 42%, but that just means that you need to do a very good application and just make sure that you comply with all the academic and English requirements. And regarding international student, the cheapest annual fee to study a conversion course that is accredited by the BPS will be East London University with £15,960. Obviously, there are funding, scholarship, bursaries that you can research, like I already said, which means that you might have to maybe pay half of that, or maybe not pay at all, because maybe you have the requirements or the prerequisite that allow you to pursue a scholarship, a particular one for these types of masters, which they definitely have, and it differs from uni to uni. And I encourage you highly to research on the link from that chart that I've put in the job description, on the column that says link for financial support, scholarships, etc. for that specific uni that has your eye. So that is the end of the video. Thank you for reaching to this very end. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've already researched maybe other unis that I haven't mentioned and that are outside of London, that you have considered maybe studying your conversion course in psychology, or perhaps you didn't know that this conversion course in psychology existed in the first place, or are just discovering other types of courses within the psychology spectrum in the UK. I would like to know where you're at the moment, and hopefully I can offer some insights on that. Thank you again, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. That really encourages me to do more videos, and leave me any questions, any comments, suggestions in my Instagram page, which is my psych journey abroad, or the comments on this video. I will be very happy to do more videos on the topics that you find more interesting. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.